Value over value is what I'm bringing to the table. Purple, black and white, you know that all block is the label. I educate my mind so I could educate my people. I'm staking all the ethers from the trading I invest.
What I'm saying is convergence of intelligence, right? Convergence of technology. Just like he's saying that IoT can work well with blockchain, and that's true because you can use the tool, the simple tool. You can put IoT that is backed by blockchain, an IoT technology that has blockchain infused in it into a piece of electronics that you can use in your farm or in your factory house to like get certain data, and the data can be recorded directly on the blockchain. That is, I just wanted to solidify what he said. Like
IoT and blockchain working hand in hand.
It works. It goes well.
That's actually great. That's a great concept. And then we would actually move to the second segment of the conversation. That was it. Okay. Now, trying to understand, I would like us to make ourselves and the community understand, what it means by a supply chain, like what's a food chain, from your perspective, a breakdown of a food chain from how it moves from production to the table in terms of food. Yeah.
The process is, as of now, the process is simply basic. It's basic.
Okay.
In the sense that the farmers, they sell to the big guys or the people who buy small bulk or big bulks, and those guys end up selling to the retail guys, and the retail guys end up making it available to the market, or the big guys, they are selling directly to the market. You understand? To platforms and marketplaces and stores and what have you. But if I'm to bring in what we're talking about to the question that you have asked, right? Blockchain can change everything.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't even going there, but you just spiked it.
There's something called quality control.
Quality control, great.
I look at quality control in a good sense.
Okay.
We could basically understand. Blockchain can provide a database of a product ranking system that takes the data from independent farmers and understand who is practicing, who is utilizing or using the best processes to produce a crop, and they rank their crop in the marketplace, which provides liquidity because big investors can come in and say, okay, this guy is doing the right process, or big buyers, the big farmers, the big pharmaceuticals that use some of this produce, the food manufacturing guys, they can basically look at farmers and how the processes, the ideal processes that they are using, and they could be run on the system where it makes them available to buyers. You understand? And there's another thing. You said, why would a farmer want to use blockchain or in agricultural system?
Okay.
Why wouldn't you want to be right if you know that you're doing the things right that you have to do to produce food or produce crops or produce produce?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You should be on a platform like that takes the data that you are generating, assuming you're using blockchain.
Yeah.
That takes your data, rank your produce or your products for potential buyers. You understand? And that's just the bigger level. It could give you access to certain things.
Yeah.
It could add value to your produce.
That's actually a good point right there. I mean this application of blockchain in agriculture that MAP has tried to establish is actually really, really good, and it's actually a step into Web3. Talking about Web3 in agriculture, which is another topic we'd actually try to dive deeper again in a future conversation. But it opens to the idea that blockchain is actually something you should consider if you are applying it in little concepts. If you're going to be imagine selling a piece of yam to someone who wants to buy a piece of yam using a blockchain smart contract. to make the exchange. That is, the person pays you in whatever blockchain currency, and then you send the approval, or you send a receipt basically, or a proof of transportation to the person via the blockchain. It's going to be that's speed first of all, speed of transaction, and then immutability, because I mean, if you're performing a transaction on a blockchain, it simply means you are assured, as Isaac has said previously, you are confident enough that, okay, there's a proof of work to establish, the presence of such item on the blockchain, or such data on the blockchain. It's actually a really, really beautiful concept to look at. So Zeke, where would you place, or where would you rank the current state of digitization, or blockchain basically? No, I wouldn't say blockchain, I'll say digitization. The current stage of digitization, or state of digitization in Africa. Where would you rank it, or how would you rank the current state of digitization in agriculture for Africa?
All right. I'm not going to make a general statement, actually, because I'm not basing it on any data.
Okay.
But I'm going to say it's actually on the bottom low.
Okay.
You understand? But that is not on data.
Okay.
That is just my own perspective.
Okay.
Looking at how we do things here in Africa.
Okay.
So I can say, like, the digitization of things, especially in the agricultural space in Africa, is actually really, really low.
Okay.
You understand? Because we can't have, Africa is one of the continents, or in Africa, countries in Africa have places filled with uncultivated lands.
Okay.
And our continent is still suffering from hunger and poverty. You understand? So we can't have those lands and we still have people begging in the streets. That shows you the effects of how we have not been able to, without even digitization, we have not been able to maximize the power of agriculture first. You understand? So I think when it comes to digitization in Africa, it still has a long way to go. You understand? I believe there is a lot of players that is going to come in to be able to help the industry actually grow. And those things are actually things like funding, research, and like I said, education. You understand? So because Africa right now has a lot of youth, a lot of people looking for work, and a lot of people looking for food, and a lot of land green without any productivity going on there. You understand? So we can change that. And once we change that, we can infuse things like blockchain technology and all these things to even make it much more effective. You understand? Just like I said, blockchain is not supposed to be the law. You understand? Because people think technology is supposed to be because once you mention blockchain, is trust. It's like this and it's like you understand? Blockchain is a tech. You understand? It's not the law.
Okay.
We are the law. You understand? We create what we feel is necessary at any point in time. You understand? So if that is true, that means we can create things first in the real world. Then blockchain will help make them effective. You get me? So now, if you bring Africa into that particular place, you see that things like blockchain cannot work because there's a whole things that have to happen for this thing to happen.
Okay, so talking about a whole things, or a whole lot of things that need to happen before blockchain can happen. How would you give an example? Let me just pick your mind a bit on things that could happen or should happen before we start talking about applying blockchain in whatever sector.
Yeah, things that can happen. Africa has to be productive. And when I mean productive, I mean industrialization.
Okay.
We have to start manufacturing. The things that we use has to start becoming much more streamlined or much more designed for African needs, our land and everything, the tractors that we use, the machineries that we use and all these things. Africa has to become much more industrialized first. You understand? Then we can start building minds that can actually build specific targeted problems, like build solutions to targeted problems when it comes to machineries, when it comes to things. Germany is doing it. Germany has a lot. I think it's one of the most industrialized countries in the world, and they are also one of the most productive countries when it comes to agriculture. You understand? That is very, very key to their economy, because everything works with manufacturing. Everything works with industrialization. So once Africa become much more industrialized, we are manufacturing things, not things that we're importing, things that we're manufacturing here that can help things that we're doing in Africa. You understand? Then you will see a lot of things will begin to move, a lot of things will begin to grow.
So you're trying to establish on the fact that we need to be self-reliant on establishing ourselves.
Exactly.
Materials.
We need to be.
Okay.
To be our supply chain. You mentioned something about supply chain. Our supply chain is not the same thing like it is in America, in Europe, and in China.
Okay.
You understand? Our roads, and everything is not the same thing. You get me? So why are we using the things that are manufactured or things that are designed to work for a specific environment? We're using it for our own environment. It doesn't work that way. You understand?
Yeah. That's a great terminology. Now I think this question also Mark would like to have a bite on it because it's his area of specialty. Mark, what would you have, or what do you have to say about trying to look at the current form or sphere of digitization in Africa, and even going down to Nigeria to be specific, like where do you see our current state of digitization applied in agriculture? Do you think it's something that is, credible, or something we should look at improving?
So it's not ideal to say how do I look at digitization in agriculture. It should be something that is ongoing.
Okay.
We have vast land.
Okay.
We have, let's take I would take it back.
Okay.
I think either Mozambique or Namibia or Botswana, between any of those, is like one of the biggest exporters of meat.
Okay.
Beef. I think one of meat. I know meat.
Exporting out of Africa.
I think either Namibia, Mozambique, or Botswana, they're the biggest. They export to Europe. Most of the meat they are eating in Europe is from Africa.
From Africa.
Most of the stuff they are eating out there is from Africa. As long as especially the stuff that need really good fertile land to be.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about land house having us the lands. I actually saw on the map, like most of the rainforests and savannas and all that located mostly in Africa.
So now this gives opportunity for technology to be infused, like Zig said. Now we could have. Do we understand? We keep running a circle that does not create sustainability. Like in Nigeria, you see cows everywhere. We can use technology to understand the cows and understand what kind of condition can we have this cows
in for to
produce the best form of milk. We can use technology to analyze that data, and maybe cows do not need to eat every kind of plants that they are eating. Maybe they need specific things. We could target it to them. A cow from a specific region might be associated with a specific type of wheat that we have, and we could make it available. You see, this is a broad area, but is Africa doing it? Even if they are doing it, not at the scale that we should be doing it, because we have more hungry people in Africa.
More mouths to feed.
We have more hungry people.
Okay.
I think
that threshold. 1.3 something billion people in Africa is a lot as a continent. On a continental level, that we don't have. How many technologies that run the world that come from Africa? We have all the scenarios to come up with technologies. Technologies that could like we're talking about agriculture right now. We could have, like Zik is saying, we could infuse artificial intelligence and in a system that maybe a drone that just flies through a crop, a farmyard, and can basically scan some infrared scan or certain things, pictures of it that we could understand the pigmentations, because pigment colors send a lot of message. We could infuse something in the dairy side of things so we could understand if a milk is standard and how do we get to the standard level of milk that if it's consumed by us, it nourishes the body properly. This is certain areas that we should have laboratories doing research in Africa, because we have very hot region that nothing grows. But I saw this article in Israel. They are now transforming the desert part of their country into they are taking mechanized farming to the next level. I think they are the best in that technology. They are the best. Africa is not best in this area when we have
the land.
We have 10 times the land.
I mean, I also
the land size. If you combine Africa, we can feed only Africa can feed the world. Which means the technologies that needs to help this thing to become a reality must come from Africa. We need to think about these things. So if you're watching and you're from our community, like we are saying that we want to work with people. If you have ideas in certain areas where you feel you want people to come in and do some critical thinking and brainstorm with you and come up with a project or product or a prototype that could basically be used to solve a certain problem, to shorten food hunger. A lot of people are hungry. And blockchain presents a vital platform where we could not just create a distribution channel, we could understand the kind of plants, the kind of seeds, the kind of food we eat. We can trace them to 3 parent seeds behind from a specific product. We could understand, we could have informed ideas from the data that we are collecting. Thank you very much, Deborah.
Okay, so Isaac, what would you say about what you have done or what you have cooked so far, what you have prepared so far for the community?
From what you have said?
Yeah, from everything we discussed.
I think we've said. I'm not going to say we have said it all.
Of course not.
We have not said anything yet. But I think we've scratched the surface. We've sparked some mind out there. I think so. You understand? So I think we can basically start a movement. Feed Africa.
Feed Africa.
Yeah. Feed Africa. You understand?
That's actually, I think we can actually feed ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
we can feed ourselves.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to back you up, Sigi. We're currently open to collaborations. We could, if we are given laboratories and the funding, we could take some of these our ideas and do proper research and come up with better ways and ideas, better ways and systems that we could do some of these things. We are open for collaborations. If we are offered the privilege to come in and create a working prototype that could basically solve some of these things, with the knowledge we have and with the backing of the members of our community, we could embark on, just like you said, Feed Africa, to make sure that every country is producing enough food to feed and export.
Exactly. Exactly. So the major thing there we have to understand is that we are blessed, and there's some level of a level that we're going to allow what is going on to continue going on. It becomes a curse. Yes, and so we have to actually make sure that the blessings that we've been given, you understand, green everywhere. But I went back home last year, right? And I was telling my family, like, the place I'm staying, the country I'm staying, which is a little bit desert, you understand, you don't see green everywhere like it. You understand? You plants, like, it's just like you are not trying to nature is planting itself.
Algeria and Nigeria, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to compare. Understand how that Nigeria itself is actually really blessed, and Nigeria itself can even feed the whole of Africa. Okay. You understand me? So if with the right direction, with the right technology, with the right everything, we are capable. In fact, we are qualified to feed the world. You understand? All we need is actually the right funding, the right minds, and the right machineries to do it.
Yeah.
You understand? And bringing blockchain into it, we can begin to talk about. We have not even feed enough people to start talking about waste. That doesn't mean we're not wasting.
No, but wait, that's
actually, but that doesn't mean we're not wasting. That's
well,
the
yeah, we're wasting.
We are wasting.
We're still wasting.
We are still wasting. But
The fact that the land is uncultivated is a waste.
Yeah,
exactly. But even the produce themselves, at some level, is also being wasted. You understand? So you notice that the supply is not even meeting up with the demand in the market.
You know, I have this idea for somebody within the All Block community. I have an idea for you. You know, like we went home. What brought this idea is I remember we were in a taxi and you don't look at the green, like the green. Which means even like the roads are fertile, the roads where cars are moving, you can see plants.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah.
So what I want to say is one of the things that you could use blockchain to do as a member of the All Block community, and we would give you our full ideas and everything that you need in terms of ideas and with support if you need, is I'm looking for I'm proposing a way that all the food that is produced in Nigeria, we produce yam. We have, just like we have cornflakes, we should have yam flakes. We should have, just like you have onion bulbs, we should have onion pearl, like where onion is. Because if you blend onion right now and you leave it for some time, it becomes bitter.
Okay.
Enough data can be derived from the process, and we could find a sweet spot where onion cannot just be in bulb form. You could basically store it in the fluid form, then you can pour it, because onion is antibiotics. What I'm saying right now is I want somebody within the All Block community to show, I just want to know that we have people who are listening to us who are proactive in these areas. Like think about some of the things that we produce in Nigeria that people just, we eat it quick, we eat it super fast because we know that it's going to spoil. Sometimes you buy stuff, you want to finish it because you don't want it to spoil. But we could have somebody from our community who is championing the idea to prolong shelf lives of food, whereby you're turning food into different forms. It could exist as a solid form, it could exist as a liquid form, it could exist in so many forms. Maybe you could spray, it could be any form, turning the food into different varieties. You understand? You can say you don't want to eat yam, you want to eat yam paste. How do you make yam to be pasty that people can store it in mayonnaise bottles and you get, and you still derive starch from the yam. So what I'm saying is this is open. I'm personally I am open to work with somebody who wants to think of how we could have food stored in other varieties.
Alright.
Using blockchain.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mark. And
I'm guessing we should call this All Block Lab. All Block Laboratory. Mixing things.
Yeah. Right. Let's see how it goes. So guys, if you're in a part of the community, or whenever you decide to join the community and you come across this video, don't hesitate. Just leave a message on anywhere, access us anywhere. We'll always respond to your message anytime, any day. And if you want it to be much more professional, send us an email at allblock1@gmail.com. And the direct message on Instagram also goes through. And you can access us also on LinkedIn. And also the personal profiles of guests here on our team, basically here, will also be displayed, and you can access them personally too if you need any information or you want to, talk to them at leisure time. And thank you for actually being a part of this conversation. This was a very, very beautiful one. We've spilled a lot of beans, we've given out a lot of gems, and we've actually enjoyed ourselves. As we like saying, we enjoy talking. So this is a fun spot. So if you enjoy listening, I guess you're having fun too. And so we'll meet again on the next conversation table. This was
Lady, to love you, you gotta advance. Got an attendance, you never look back. Find independent and looking to step. What can you give to be part of a crowd? A vision of change, a lit in the black. Working the tag, it's sticking on mine. Bringing a change, we're bringing a change. We're bringing a change.
You gotta break the chain and reevaluate yourself. Read books, take trips, do research. The world is going digital, you gotta stay connected. Search for information, get some data, be with the the blockchain. Gotta land. Look. Smart contracts and NFT gon' build the metrics. DeFi will put the big banks out of business. Bitcoin I hit will be the greatest store of value.
I hope you learned a whole lot. Until next time, this was the Alt Talk Show.